Welcome back to Newswatch. Not only will you be able to listen to the live feed from the House of Assembly meetings, soon the general public will be able to read updates from the latest meetings through a new website. A new initiative the Speaker of the House said will be extremely beneficial to everyone. Here's that story.
The House of Assembly will soon launch a website for the people of Turks and Caicos, which will give insight into government planning. Speaker of the House, Honorable Dwayne Taylor, explains the benefits.
With the House of Assembly website, you're going to be able to basically click on and see, we're going to have, of course, archives, so you'll be able to go back in time, look at past parliaments, House of Assembly meetings, and not just House of Assembly meetings, but also Appropriation Committee meetings, also Public Accounts Committee meetings, Expenditure Committee meetings, because all of those things involves government spending, the checks and balances being done by the Public Accounts Committee, which is headed by the Leader of the Opposition. And so all of that is what we intend to bring to the public.
Honorable Taylor also shares why it's important to bring government to the people.
I think it's important to bring Parliament to the people. I think it's most important to let the people see, let the nation see what is going on, what the parliamentarians are saying, what government spending is comprised of, how government is going to be spending our monies. And I think that's most important for 21st century nation building. And I do believe that the least that we can do is bringing the House of Assembly, bringing Parliament to the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands, and indeed by extension the region and the world.
Members of the public requested a governmental website to have up-to-date information from various public sector departments. The website will launch this summer. For PTV Newswatch, I'm Deneen Hanfield.
And now here's the latest from the budget debate.
Yesterday in the budget debate, the public heard two lengthy budget addresses from both the Premier and Minister for Finance, Honorable Charlene Cartwright Robinson, and from the Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Washington Mizik. The highlight, though, was the opposition leader's response to the government's achievement in the first 100 days, and the fact that the opposition leader admitted that he was not fully aware of the details of this most recent budget. Of course, this sparked a reaction from the finance minister, who, due to the long speeches yesterday, was cut short and was not allowed to complete her final contribution in yesterday's meeting. However, when the session resumed today, the premier was offered the opportunity to continue where she left off, to which she declined the offer to allow time for her administration colleagues to make their contributions. Government's appointed member for the House, Honorable Doug Parnell, was first up to make a contribution, who first stated that he was proud that the government was able to execute a timely budget before moving on to more controversial topic areas. His contribution was a response to Honorable Washington's claims that the budget was rushed by the Minister of Finance so that it could be laid before the constitutional deadline. Honorable Parnell defended the Premier.
I guess he didn't get the memo drafted by the Turks and Caicos people, which reads, it is my money and I need it now.
The government's appointed member also commented on the key points in the fiscal strategy policy as stated in the 2017-2018 budget.
The Leader of the Opposition outlined some of the most forward-thinking plans to better improve this country. But, Mr. Speaker, what I find hilarious is my most able friend did nothing over his 4-year period to implement any one of these plans, Mr. Speaker.
Spirits were all high as responses to the opposition leader's speech continued throughout the remainder of the budget session. Honorable Parnell also made claims that the previous administration were not as effective and timely in dealing with developments in previous years, which generated a response from the acting Attorney General, Honorable Dr. Michael Dillon.
I'm very proud of the team that we have in the Attorney General's chambers. They work extremely hard and they work extremely late. And when we are dealing with development agreements and approaching and dealing with developers come to the table with an agenda, which is to get the best possible deal for them. The AG's chambers react to that by trying to get the best deal for the government and for the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands. And we do that with great industry and putting in huge hours to get that deal done. Whether it's the former administration or this administration, that is our goal and that is what we set out to do and that is what we have done. And so if there are specific examples, then I would ask that those specific examples be brought forward.
There was not much actual budget discussion, but more of a debate on which government was the better government. Live coverage of the budget sessions are available courtesy of RTC on PTV Channel 53. Stay tuned for more highlights of the ongoing budget debate throughout the week.
Weather and sports are coming up after the break.